Zeus King coming back at you from 8 Points Muay Thai and Fitness in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. As always, I am here with Kru Chris Clodfelter, and this week we're talking about the retirement of Chael Sonnen. He got busted for the kind of drugs that hide
the blockers.
The blockers that will hide, high TRT, and this is the third.
And it's also to block the effects of estrogen and all that kind of stuff.
Right, so he doesn't get the
so doesn't get doesn't get female characteristics.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing about this, guys, is in combat sports, it's very competitive, especially at the highest levels. It's very competitive. Everybody wants to put these guys' heads on chopping blocks, but at the end of the day, we're all human, guys, and especially in MMA, it's not as bad in Muay Thai. Definitely kickboxing. Some of the guys over in Japan back in the day were doing it up. Yeah. But you definitely, when you're fighting at that high level, the temptation is so there. So you really got to start from an early age. You got to start from an early age knowing that, hey, I want to do it clean. I want to be clean. But everybody throws these guys' heads on a chopping block. But at the end of the day, they have to be the biggest, the strongest at that weight class. So there's so much pressure for them to win, especially if you're fighting for an organization like the UFC, where 2 losses, hey, your head's on the chopping block.
3 losses and the pressure's really on. Chael Sonnen's been able to be a colorful personality,
and we have enjoyed watching him fight. And he's not necessarily the style I like watching fight, but guess what? I watched him fight because of his mouth, because I knew it was going to be a great fight. That's why I watched Chael Sonnen fight, and I think that I feel bad that his retirement is clouded with this.
Yeah.
But guess what? To me, he's still a class act, and I really enjoyed watching him fight. I enjoyed that he stood up for what he believed in. He told it how it is, and again, he's not the style of fighter that I would like to watch at all, but I watched him because he was a good entertainer, and that's what more fighters need to be like. More fighters need to capitalize on that entertainment realm, not so much like pro wrestling. We don't want to see Hacksaw Jim Duggins out there smashing people in the head with a board, 2x4. But what we need to see is more people build up matches, and that's one thing the UFC is getting better at.
And it's scary. It's scary too at that high level because sponsorship money is scarce in this day and age. Believe it or not, people.
Yeah.
It's very hard for fighters to get money. Especially in the UFC, where the UFC takes $100 grand from every sponsor that's gonna have a fighter on the card. You're talking about a pressure to say all the right things at all the right time. It's hard to be yourself. I mean, Chael Sonnen has kind of been himself and ran his mouth for a long time, and he's been able to get away with it because he is a really charming dude. I mean, this guy's got a future
anywhere he wants to go.
Anywhere he wants to go as far as commentating, things like that. But the fact that where he had the money laundering, and then the bad test from the first fight with Anderson Spider Silva, and now this, you got real black marks on a legitimately nice guy, a legitimately likable guy.
But at the end of the day, we're all human.
Sad.
We're all human, and we all have a nature inside us that is prone to do the wrong thing or
so
something.
learn from what he did wrong. Learn from what Chael did wrong, and try to be the best you can be, because at the end of the day, you got to live with yourself. I mean, Chael Sonnen's got to go home. He's got to look himself in the mirror, and that's the only person he's got to talk to inside his head. So if you can be at peace with yourself, that's the key in life. So try to live your life the best way you can. I love working out here at 8 Points Muay Thai and Fitness, and like I said, I made plenty of mistakes in my life. I'm glad that my life has not been on the line. That's not been under public scrutiny.
I'm the same way too. And me personally, being a Christian, forgiveness is what it's all about. And if I had to get myself to heaven, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So it's all about forgiveness, guys. And again, just when you see these guys that are at the top of their sport, everybody, the temptation, the average person who's going to run their mouth doesn't realize the temptation that it's at that level. I mean, guess what? If you're not doing that, at that level, you're probably the odd man out.
Right. So now what we really have to ask is, we have to ask for all the organizations, especially the UFC, to step up and help the guys acknowledge this huge drug problem and say, hey, look, we've got to work closer with these guys. You know, weight cutting is a huge problem. The drugs are obviously becoming a problem. We're seeing more and more guys get popped for different things.
Now you see somewhere like Muay Thai that has a ton of weight classes versus UFC's got seven weight classes now. But they used to not have 7. You know, it used to be even less than that. It used to be 4. So I just think there needs to be even more of a cut. So
absolutely. All right. Thank you very much. Best of luck, Chael Sonnen, and everything you do, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day.
Hey, thank you, brother.